So let me tell you where we're at. We're now to the point where I cannot help Hochul's independent DOJ investigation or Cousy or Senator Sanders or Ballot or the progressives anymore because of the ongoing refusals to get me proper medical care and basic victim services, which would include a doctor to do a complete physical exam in order to document all of the very visible, physical, obvious physical evidence, like this big, massive mass that makes me look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the mutilated genitals, and all of the other very obvious signs. Cancer is definitely accelerated. We can prove that via old CAT scans and x-rays and ER visits. Shit, they confessed in the fucking medical records. They confessed, bragged about how they were killing me and there wasn't shit I could do about it. On audio. Raped me with a speculum for 3 minutes while I was hemorrhaging and septic, knowing it was being recorded because they knew nobody was going to do shit about it. Anyway, we're now at the point that all of the refusals to get me basic victim services by the old mayor, the new mayor, Cousy, and Hochul's independent investigation has done irreparable harm that my team cannot remedy. It doesn't matter. I don't have any ongoing infection. But this lung is collapsed. It is not reinflating. When I go to sleep, I wake up within 30 minutes because of the sleep apnea in excruciating pain. And I have to take a whole lot of pain medicine just to be able to doze off because the pain is so intense and so severe. I now am ready for end-of-life arrangements, meaning Cousy needs to call my parents and say, your daughter is terminal, she's dying, she's got a collapsed lung. She's being murdered by our state police, our city police, our state officials, our doctors, and our government contractors, and veterans, and active military, and our commander-in-chief. We understand that they've tried to kill both of you in the past. We need you. We will fly you out here, and yes, the state of Vermont has to fly my parents and their spouses and whatever else they need out here. And then the Pomerleaus and Trump and the Weinbergers and Paul Dragon and whoever else pays the state, reimburses the state for their expenses. You get them out here. And if you have to call fucking John Campbell in the UK to do your independent evaluation, and he could probably do it via telehealth if we had the right arrangements. He could make what's called a tentative diagnosis and say she needs this imaging done. She needs a GYN oncologist to order a proper PT scan who knows the formula of the radioactive dye that they got to inject me with. Then they do a regular CAT scan and it shows them where all the cancer's at. She needs a CAT scan to see why this lung is not reinflating. It's probably got a perforation from the cancer, and it doesn't matter what I do, it can't hold air. And then I fall asleep, and within 30 minutes, I'm waking up screaming and cussing because the pain's so fucking bad. I have to force myself to eat just to be able to take the meds that they did give me. Chemo pills. Well, you've got your hair's not falling out. You're on chemo. No, people that are losing their hair on chemo because they're being overdosed on chemo. That's why people are obviously on chemo and they look all white and they're thin and they're and many cancer patients will tell you that they think that they were overdosed on the chemo itself. That they were given way too much. So, and my team has an excuse because they've been flying blind for 6 years. There was no new imaging done in New York for a year, and there's been no new imaging done here. Prior to me getting to New York, they have tons of CAT scans, X-rays, ultrasounds. I'm not going to contact Pathways or whatever the hell it is, or Champlain Housing Trust. I need hospice care. I need a doctor to do an evaluation, see if they can do surgical intervention. They may need to drain blood out of my lungs. There may be a lung effusion fluid on the outside of the lung causing it to collapse. They may have to do surgery, stick a tube in the side of me and drain that off. We don't know. They may have to remove part of my lung. I mean, I'm doing fine. I mean, I'm very tired and exhausted having to function on one lung, but I with my resistance training in special forces that Dad gave me, I can pump up my adrenaline to compensate for that. But the pain, no, this is it. This is do or die now. I'm going to email my parents and tell them they're going to get a link to this video, and I'm going to tell them that if they don't get a call from Kuzi or Hochul or whoever the fuck you designate to call them and ask them to please come assist you and help me with my end of life rights to sue the fuck out of you. If you just let me die in that goddamn tent, you will get sued. I don't give a fuck who you are.